So this specific player, Darwin Nunez, has been receiving a lot of criticism over a lot of journalists in the UK and around the world saying that, oh, he's not good enough. He's Uruguayan. He's missed a chance in all of this. He's missed way too many chances for Liverpool. Sure, I'll give you the big one for that. Darwin Nunez is still developing as a Liverpool Football Club player. Like, it's not that we spend 85 million that he's not good enough. He is good. He's got the potential to be a great player. And we can't lie and hide from the fact that he is missing chances and hitting the ball straight at the keeper. But at least he doesn't hide in shame. And he's already admitted from past interviews saying that it's been hard, he's been admitted that it's hard to adapt to the English league because it is. The Premier League is one of the biggest leagues in world football at the moment. And to adapt, and for him to still score 5 goals in the Prem, 3 in the Champions League for us, and then one in the Community Shield sealing the win, and then 1 in the FA Cup, that's 10 goals this season. I wouldn't say that is as impressive, but it's still pretty good stature. 10 goals in 23 games. And may I remind you, to all rival fans, some of Liverpool's greatest players didn't have as many goals. Darwin Nunez scored 10 goals in 23 games when he scored against Wolves in the FA Cup. Sadio Mane had 9 goals in 23 games. Luis Suarez had 9 goals in 23 games. His Uruguayan idol had 9 goals in 23 games, and he still scored 1 more than his idol. Signs of development. And all these top Reds in the stadium and all of this, they were criticizing Nunez when we lost 3-1 to Brentford, singing shit Andy Carroll. Like, Andy Carroll only scored 11 goals overall for Liverpool in his entire career. 11 goals, and you're calling him a shit Andy Carroll. Like, Andy Carroll's an English player. And just because he's not English, it's fine because he's not English, because he's not good enough. He's Uruguayan. He's just getting his yada yada yada. Oh yeah? How about we check a really quick stat of Jack Grealish this season? How about that? He's played the same amount of matches as Darwin this season. And how many goals he's got? Oh, what a surprise. 2. And how much did he cost for Manchester City? Almost £100 million. And last season, how many goals did he score? 3 and 3 assists. 3 goals and 3 assists in the Prem. What a surprise. And people are not even pointing it out. 7 appearances in the Champions League last season, and he's only scored 1 goal. And you're telling me Darwin Nunez is a flop? Like, again, he has outscored a lot of expensive players this season. For example, Richarlison, how many goals has he scored in the Prem this season? 13 matches, 0 goals in the Prem. 2 in the Champions League. Darwin still has more than him in the Champions League. 3 goals for Darwin in the Champions League. And yeah, like, I can give you a whole host of names of footballers that Darwin Nunez has outscored this season. When people, this is the thing that's wrong with the modern footballing world. They want to easily write off each and every player if they want to, because they think, oh, they're shit. But when it's an English player, oh, Jack Salad, he's from England, he's fine, he's good. My foot, is he good? He was not even good at all. Like, he's £100 million. I feel like he should have stayed at Aston Villa. I mean, in all honesty, last season, I think if he stayed at Aston Villa, he definitely has scored more goals. Because for him to adapt to a Pep Guardiola system in which he's not so familiar in, is not so good. And he's out here taking shots against Miguel Almiron. But how many goals has Almiron scored this season? 9 in 21 matches. That's more than Jack Grealish. And I like Almiron as a player. Look, last season he didn't really have a great start, but look at this. 9 goals in this season alone. Like, these Englishmen think Jack Saladi's gonna be great. This is a message again to the modern footballing world, to social media people who think Darwin Nunez is a flop. Have your say. Darwin Nunez has not been good this season. I will give you that. But don't come at me saying Darwin Nunez is a flop when you've got other players who are flopping as well. Jack Grealish from Manchester City, 2 goals this season. Man City fans, you can talk about Haaland as much as you want, sure. Haaland's a good player and all. He's outscored Darwin this season, sure. But Jack Grealish is just as bad as Nunez, in my opinion. He can assist, but where's the performance come from? Riyad Mahrez this season. What about him? Bernardo Silva? Actually, I read an interesting stat this season that both Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, and Grealish's combined goals is less than Miguel Almiron's. That's 4 for Mahrez in the Prem. How much has Bernardo Silva scored this season? How many goals has he scored, huh? 4 goals for Mahrez, 2 for Jack this season. How much has he scored? 2 as well. That's a combined 8 goals. And Almiron and Darwin Nunez has combined more goals than them. 0 in the EFL Cup, 0 in the Champions League. Like, honestly, man, like it's just so pathetic from these Manchester City fans thinking that they have a great squad. I feel like Man City fans have to agree with me on this. You think Haaland is gonna save you when he isn't. Darwin Nunez misses chances, but Erling Haaland against Spurs last week had 0 shots and 0 touches in the opposition box. And Darwin Nunez, at least he's on target all the time, at least. But Erling Haaland, for him to have 0 shots, Manchester City fans, you cannot talk about Darwin Nunez when your own top elite striker with 25 goals this season had 0 shots against a rock-bottom Tottenham side that beat you. So don't ever come at me about Darwin Nunez when your own striker is still also adapting to the English league as well.